So that's Season 2 finale, right? It left us with just a single postcard, but 1,000 questions. And now, it looks like the Wasteland is officially heading east, to a place we've only ever heard about in whispers. Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to break down absolutely everything we know about Fallout Season 3.
Here's the game plan for today. First, we'll cover the official green light and the show's new frontier. Then, we're going to dig into the secret lore of Colorado. And trust me, it's deep. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the production timeline and who's coming back. And finally, we'll get to the fun part, speculating on all the new dangers and mysteries that are waiting for our heroes.
All right, first up, let's talk about the big move. The show is packing up and leaving the familiar, dusty West Coast behind. It's heading east, and that simple change of scenery is pretty much going to change everything for our survivors.
So let's just get the best news out of the way immediately. It is 100% official. After absolutely crushing it with viewership and rave reviews, Prime Video has renewed Fallout. This isn't just some rumor floating around online. Season 3 is locked in, and it is on the way. Now, what's so cool about this slide is the contrast. Think about it. We are trading the sun-baked deserts of California and that eerie neon glow of New Vegas for the mountains of Colorado. This means we're getting a totally different kind of wasteland, one that's colder, probably way harsher, and filled with dangers we haven't even thought of yet.
So you might be asking, how do we even get there? Well, it all boils down to this one single clue from the Season 2 finale. After that gut punch of finding his family's cryogenic pods empty, the Ghoul is left with this postcard. This isn't just some random prop. It's the emotional and literal compass for the entire next season, pointing him and us straight to Colorado.
And that brings us to why Colorado is such a massive deal. This is not just a random new backdrop they picked out of a hat. No, for fans who know the deep history of the Fallout universe, this location has some serious weight to it.
You know, to really understand why everyone's so excited about Colorado, you gotta know this codename, Van Buren. This was the original canceled version of Fallout 3, and it was supposed to be set entirely in Colorado. Now, the game never actually came out, but its design documents have become this legendary piece of lost lore. And now, the showrunners have this incredible treasure trove of ideas that they can finally bring to life on screen.
And this slide right here, this gives you just a taste of what's in that treasure trove. We could finally get to see Vault Zero, a pre-war bunker built for America's smartest and most influential people. We might run into factions like the Hangdogs or even see what's left of Caesar's Legion, a fan-favorite group from the games. And on top of all that, the environment itself becomes a new villain. We're talking snow, avalanches, and just brutal mountain survival.
Okay, let's switch gears and get into the practical stuff. You know, when can we actually expect to see all this, and who is coming back for this wild journey? Here's what we know from the production report. So the big question, when can we watch it? Well, according to production reports, the timeline is starting to take shape. After the Season 2 finale aired back in February 2026, filming for Season 3 is scheduled to kick off in May. Now, given the massive amount of visual effects and world building, a mid-2027 release feels pretty realistic. I mean, these seasons are basically blockbuster movies, and that kind of quality takes time.
And of course, it just wouldn't be the same adventure without our core trio, right? We've got confirmation that Walton Goggins is back as the Ghoul, Ella Purnell is returning as our favorite vault dweller Lucy, and Aaron Moten will be back as Maximus. Their tangled, complicated stories are really the heart of this show, and that is definitely not changing.
But hey, it's not just about the big three. It's super likely we'll see other familiar faces like Thaddeus pop up along the way. But more importantly, this move to Colorado could signal a much bigger role for the sinister Enclave. You know, the remnants of the pre-war U.S. government. They could be setting up new strongholds and new conflicts deep in those mountains. And all of this brings us to our final section. We've got a new location, a ton of deep lore to pull from, and our characters are heading straight into the unknown. So what can we really expect? What kind of new dangers and even deeper mysteries are waiting for them? So here's the bottom line. What does this new frontier actually mean for our characters? I mean, how is Lucy's Vault Dweller optimism going to hold up in a frozen, unforgiving wasteland? How is Maximus's loyalty to the Brotherhood going to be tested when he's so far away from everything he knows? And maybe most importantly, what is the Ghoul going to find at the end of this centuries-long search? We can pretty much break down the major story threads we're anticipating. Visually, we're definitely diving into these harsh, wintry landscapes. I'm willing to bet we'll meet some gnarly new mutated creatures that have adapted to the cold. Thematically, the central quest is all about finding out what really happened to the Ghoul's family. And the big overarching conflict is probably going to pit our heroes against the Enclave and whatever mysterious Phase 2 projects they've got cooking.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question as we head into Season 3. After everything he has been through for centuries, will Cooper Howard finally find his family and maybe some kind of peace? Or is the Colorado Wasteland just another brutal, soul-crushing chapter, one that might finally swallow him, Lucy, and Maximus for good? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.